You hear the word change agents, and they were political change agents at the time. We're talking the 70s in Miami, in Florida actually, which the party was controlled by the white Southerners.
I was organizing Young Democrats locally, and we had a college Young Democrats convention in Atlanta in January '75. Jimmy Carter had announced for president, I think in December or November of '74. So it was still the Jimmy Who era.
There were 4 or 5 other progressive candidates who were going to run that year. And Sergio went to them and said, look, we have a one-shot opportunity to take the Southerner, Georgia, and take out George Wallace, this embarrassment, this blight on the party. Because if you all run, you'll split up the vote and Wallace might win. And they all took his advice, and they all stayed out. It was a one-on-one, Carter against Wallace. Carter won. The part of it that we really hadn't calculated is that Carter would then become unstoppable, which we didn't mind, but the other candidates thought that we had tricked them.
What Mike and Sergio and then Alfredo actually did was to go from the traditional Southern control, Dixiecrats, control of the state of Florida, to give opportunity to others. They broke down barriers so that we could have Hispanics at the table, and not just at the table, but at the head of the table by being the head of the state party, the first Hispanic, Alfredo. And just with all of them coming together and doing that election, they broke down a huge barrier so that the rest of us could come after them.
If people knew the history of the Democratic Party in Florida, we have a lot to thank to Sergio, to Mike, and to Alfredo for being part of that and changing the structure and having the party as progressive and as open to minorities and everyone.
They were fearless in taking on things that appeared insurmountable. You know, Mike was, 24 years old, 25 years old, and to say, I'm going to take over the Democratic Party in this major American city, lots of people would have told him that's silly. Well, he didn't believe that. He did it, and he accomplished it. Sergio Sergio was the great planner. Sergio could take one piece of paper and organize a national campaign on it. And that was his special gift. He could see through everything and know exactly what needed to happen. Alfredo was just like the inspirational leader. And I think that was the inspirational. Mike was the prophesizer, Sergio was the organizer, and Alfredo was the inspiration.
But the fundamentals of what this party has stood for throughout history, I think are very much represented in the 3 of them, and they absolutely deserve this award.